the scene. As we walk with this group, they sung and chanted, "We will not be turned around," and also called for the Senate to do away with the filibuster. Now, once the group arrived into the Hart building, this is a Senate office building, the media, we were pushed back by the officers, and that's when the group stood there together in solidarity, prepared to be taken into custody. Now, this group was led by black women, but what we saw were men and women being taken into custody in the Senate building, standing there together. They were put in zip ties by Capitol Police officers. Now, civil rights groups, just to set the scene, they're here in the nation's capital to send a direct message to lawmakers, and that message is federal voting rights reform legislation must be passed now. They're also letting them know how far they're willing to go, and that they have no limit. Take a listen to some remarks that they gave before they were arrested.
The voter suppression taking place across this country, we all know about. So we know why we're here for that. But today we're here to say that we are not going back to the 1940s, not just the 1960s. For African Americans, blood, sweat, and tears is how we got that precious right to vote.
Our voting rights are important because without it, we can't have police accountability.
That's right.
Our voting rights are important and critical because without it, the education fight is in danger.
That's right.
Every area of our survival is hanging on us being able to protect the right to vote.
That's right.
Now, both of those women were among those taken into custody by Capitol Police officers. And after they were taken into custody, BNC had the opportunity to speak to Miss Latasha Brown with Black Voters Matter. She's an advocate from Georgia, and that's one of the first states that we saw pass restrictive voting bills. And she just went on to say in that moment, she was standing in the atrium of that Senate building, and she looked up at the walls and said, Black Americans built this building, and now it's time for democracy to work for them. And just to recap what this demonstration was about, it was a final day for a week of action, a moment for Black women to descend on Washington, putting pressure on members of Congress, telling them now it's a time to pass the For the People Act and also pass the John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act, which will override these bills that we have seen pass on the state level in Republican-backed states, and also getting rid of the filibuster. Nayara?
Ariani, a very powerful moment there today, and thank you for being there as our witness from BNC.